to me, the number one story coming out of the draft was something that you were in the midst of on day 3 of the draft, where you and Daniel Jeremiah were sitting in between me and Mike Mayock, and thankfully there was a wall of you and Daniel Jeremiah, because I think Mike wanted to. He was coming at me, and I think you recall what I'm talking about right now. It's Lamar Jackson, and how in the world they're going to get him on the field every snap when he wants to be called only a quarterback and be only a quarterback. And if he lines up in the slot, and they give him the ball, that's obviously all well and good. But if he lines up in the slot and he's going to be their future quarterback, don't you know that he's not going to be running a route? My question for you is, how do you see things playing out so far? They were the first team to report in Baltimore. Read me some tea leaves on this front, Charles.
Well, the tea leaves that I'm reading are they're going to work their best to, number one, have him be a quarterback first, last, and always. We know that. But I think they're going to work with him as well on being on the field and showing that there is value in that. Whether we're showing the old Wildcat stuff, whether we're showing, as you said, him in a slot and things that can be done out of it. And you notice they're not shy about letting us media types know about all this. You notice that they've been very open about trying to do a number of different things with him, because they want to make sure everybody that they play has got to start dealing with stuff. They want to get it out there right here, right now. I think that he's going to have packages that, depending on how the game flows, that they can trot out there and turn him loose on them. But I also talked to someone today from the Baltimore camp,
yes,
who has said they've never seen Joe Flacco like this ever.
What does like this mean?
Meaning he is embracing this challenge. He is bouncing around, staking his turf. I'm not saying it in a bad way, because we all hear about the quarterback who shunned the rookie,
yes,
and won't speak to. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Joe Flacco showing up in shape, wanting to make sure the team knows that he's still the quarterback, and eager to embrace this thing and get his team back into the playoffs. So to me, Baltimore's kind of got the best of all worlds right now. And a lot of it just be dictated on how the season unfolds.
Well, the best of
we all know they've got to get back to the playoffs. Otherwise, we probably got a sweeping mandate there.
I don't know. You know what? I don't. I know what the owner feels about his coach.
Yeah.
And the coach, would be on the street for the proverbial Rob Ryan 5 minutes, Charles.
Yeah, for most people.
For John Harbaugh, pretty much. So I don't know. But let me just take this other piece first, and then we'll take a quick break and come back. And there's breaking news out of Cleveland, interestingly enough, that I love it. All these training camps are up and running. That even, yes, best of both worlds, that Flacco is engaged and he's in shape and he's in charge and he's winging the ball all over the place, and Lamar Jackson is dynamic and he is a game-changing talent. That at some point, though, you're not going to put this game-changing talent out there over the middle to get blown up if he's the future at the quarterback position. And also, if you do take Flacco off the field for a couple of plays to have Lamar Jackson run the offense, and you're getting plus 30, plus 40 yards out of some of these plays, at some point, you can't just keep splitting the baby here, Charles, right?
No, the rubber will meet the road, depending on it. As I said before, Rich, this season will dictate things for them, because you're right. Look, John Harbaugh's in a different spot than most head coaches would be because of the owner. Remember, the new GM was the assistant GM for all those years under Ozzie, so it's not like it's a brand new, I've got to have my own people type of a new GM. So that plays well for them. But it's been 4 out of 5 years. Playoffs a big deal. Where do you go with this? And especially in a division where Pittsburgh is the clear head and shoulders favorite above, and everyone else is just chasing right now. Baltimore's in a chase position, and that's very unusual for them. Cincinnati may very well be as good as Baltimore this year, which is a very strange thing to say. One of them has got to fight it out to try and slug it out and see if they can be the second team behind Pittsburgh as we sit here right now.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.